Hello everyone, welcome to English class with Teacher Nell. Quarter 3, Week 3. Most Essential Learning Competency number 13. Determine the various social, moral, and economic issues discussed in the text listened to. The enabling active competency. Distinguish facts from opinions cited in the text listened to. Employ different listening strategies suited to the topic, purpose, and level of difficulty of the listening text. So study the lines taken from Miss Pia Wurzbach's answer during the Miss Universe 2015 Q question and answer portion. Distinguish facts from opinions and decide what type of issue is being discussed from her answer. So the statement of Miss Pia Wurzbach goes like this. I think that the US and the Philippines have good relationship with each other. We have been colonized by the Americans. We could infer that the first statement is an opinion associated with social issues, since it deals with the relationship of two countries which is recognized by the people within society. While the second one is a fact that deals with economic aspect, which states the situation of our country before where people somehow experienced unsatisfactory and difficulties during those times. So learning task 1, we are going to read and study the given meaning below and try to arrange the scrambled words to identify the statement. So the first one is capable of conforming to the rules of conduct. What do you think is the word being referred to this meaning? Yes, you are right. Moral. Next one. Relating to, devoted, or characterized by friendly companionship or relations. That's correct. It's social. Next one. Involving or pertaining to one's personal resources of money. You got it right. That is economic. Learning task 1. Study the given images and decide what issues are being shown. Write S if it displays social issue, M if moral issue, and E for economic issue. So the first picture, rally or the protest. And the next picture is poverty. The third one is the teenage pregnancy. And the third one is the unemployment. So for number 1, the first picture, yes, it is social. And the next picture, which is poverty, yes, it's economic. And for the teenage pregnancy picture, it is moral issue. And for unemployment, it is E or economic issue. Now, let us discuss the social, moral, and economic aspects of education. Are essential if we are to prepare ourselves to live full and active lives as part of our local and global community, and to help us define who we are, our part in the world, in our motivations, in our perspective in life. Let us define the following aspects. So, social issue is a problem that influences many citizens within a society. So, we have here poverty, unemployment, unequal opportunity, racism, and malnutrition are examples of social problems or social issues. Moral issues are those actions which have the potential to help or harm others or ourselves. Notice that if we have an issue of moral concern, it might involve something good or evil, just like the abortion, same-sex marriage, or the teenage pregnancy. For the economic issues, Facing the world economy as well as regions and countries include prospects for growth, inflation, energy and the environment, inequality, labor issues, emerging markets, and the impact of technology. So some of the economic issues like inflation, health issues, environment, and technology. So for the learning task 2, you are going to read the video transcript of North Korean girl Yumi Park during one Young World Summit in 2014. So if you have the internet access and gadget at home, you may watch the video on this link. So it is given there. So this is the transcript from her speech. I have to do this because this is not me speaking. This is the people who wanted to tell the world what they want to say. North Korea is an unimaginable country. There is only one channel on TV. There is no internet. We aren't free to sing, say, wear, or think what we want. North Korea is the only country in the world that executed people for making unauthorized international phone calls. North Koreans are being terrorized today. When I was growing up in North Korea, I never saw anything about love stories between men and women. No books, no songs, no press, no movies about love stories. There is no Romeo and Juliet. Every story was propaganda to promote the Kim dictators. I was born in 1993 and I was abducted at birth even before I knew the words freedom or human rights. North Koreans are desperately seeking and dying for freedom at this moment. When I was 9 years old, I saw my friend's mother publicly executed. Her crime? Watching a Hollywood movie. Expressing doubt about the greatness of the regime can get 3 generations of a family imprisoned and executed. When I was 4 years old, I was warned by my mother not to even whisper. The birds and the mice couldn't hear me. I admit it. I thought the North Korean dictator could read my mind. My father died in China after we escaped North Korea, and I had to bury him at 3 a.m. in secret. I was 14 years old. I couldn't even cry. I was afraid to be sent back to North Korea. The day I escaped North Korea, I saw my mother raped. The rapist was a Chinese broker. He targeted me. I was 13 years old. There is saying in North Korea, women are weak, but mothers are strong. My mother allowed herself to be raped in order to protect me. North Korean refugees, about 300,000, are vulnerable in China. 70% of North Korean women teenage girls are being victimized, sometimes sold for as little as $200. We walked across the Gobi Desert, following a compass. When that stopped working, we followed stars to freedom. I felt only the stars were with us. Mongolia was our freedom moment. Death or dignity. Armed with knives, we were prepared to kill ourselves if we were going to be sent back to North Korea. We wanted to live as humans. People often ask me, how can we help North Koreans? There are many ways, but I would like to mention 3. For now. 1. Educate yourself so you can raise awareness about the human rights crisis in North Korea. 2. Help and support North Korean refugees who are trying to escape to freedom. 3. Petition China to stop repatriation. In particular, Chinese delegates of one young word can play a part by speaking out. North Korea is indescribable. No humans deserve to be oppressed just because of their birthplace. We need to focus less on the regime and more on the people who are being forgotten. One young world. We are the ones who will make them visible. Fellow delegates, please join me as we make this a global movement to free North Koreans. When I was crossing the Gobi Desert, scared of dying, I thought nobody in this world cared. It seemed that only the stars were with me. But you have listened to my story. You have cared. Thank you very much. So below are the statements from human part speech. Identify which among the statements express social issues, moral issues, or economic issues. So learning task 3, watch or listen to any news program. List down 3 international and 3 local news discussing social, moral, and economic issues. So state the focus of the following issues. So you are going to write your answer here and submit it to your teachers. For your assessment, you are going to read the following statements, then decide which among the following issues expresses social, moral, and economic. Write your answer on a separate sheet and submit it to your respective teachers. So thank you so much. I'd like to thank Rosalinda Visita, SDO Tayaba City for the Learner's Pocket Audit, Canva.com Education, Creative Commons, and Google.com for some pictures used in this video lesson. Thank you so much.